Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to talk about sleep in English, Unit 19 from Oxford Word Skills Intermediate, Part A, before, during and after sleep. You feel sleepy, start yawning and decide to go to bed. You might put on pajamas or a night tie, perhaps set the alarm and then get into bed. Soon, if you're lucky, you fall asleep during sleep. When you're asleep, you have dreams and possibly nightmares. Some people snore at this point, they're fast asleep. After sleep, 7:30 a.m., the alarm goes off. It might wake you up, or you might be wide awake already. People without an alarm might oversleep, others might decide to have a lie-in. So let's go to vocabularies. Number 1, yawning. Yawning is the act of opening your mouth wide and breathing in deeply, often when tired or bored, as you can see in this picture. Pajamas and night tie. Actually, a night tie is a loose dress worn by women, and pajamas is clothes worn by men often. Okay. Set the alarm. As you can see in the picture, a woman is setting the alarm. Okay, and absolutely we have a sleepy here, feeling tired and ready to sleep. For example, after a long day at work, I felt very sleepy on the bus ride home. When alarm goes off, it means actually alarm goes off. The sound of an alarm clock starting to ring. My alarm went off at 6 a.m. and I struggled to get out of bed. Wide awake, fully alert and not feeling sleepy. For example, after drinking coffee, I was wide awake and couldn't fall asleep again. Wake you up. It means to stop someone from sleeping. Please don't wake me up too early tomorrow. I need to rest. And oversleep means to sleep longer than intended, and often causing you to be late and have a lie-in, stay in bed later than usual, often to relax. For example, on weekends, I love having a lie-in and reading a book in bed. And oversleep means to sleep longer than intended, as I said. Yeah, I said that before. Okay. And here we have extra vocabularies. Asleep, in the state of sleeping. For example, the baby is fast asleep in her crib. As I said, it means in the state of sleeping. It is asleep, not asleep. Snore, to breathe noisily while sleeping. For example, I couldn't sleep because my roommate was snoring so loudly. A nightmare. I think I said this. A bad dream that can make you feel scared or upset. I had a nightmare about being chased by a monster. And here we have these pictures. Number 1 is asleep. and then snore, then nightmare. Part B, sleep habits. I sleep like a log wherever I am. If I eat late, I often have a restless night. I need a good night's sleep. Otherwise, I can't concentrate the next day. Lack of sleep makes me really irritable. I often have nightmares and wake up feeling exhausted. I've always been a heavy sleeper, nothing disturbs. I suffer from insomnia, so I never get much sleep. During the day, I often have a nap, and when there are things on my mind, like exams, I sleep really badly. Okay, at first we have habit here, a thing you do often, almost without thinking. Sleep like a log, sleep very well. Opposite of that is sleep badly. Have a restless night. Be unable to sleep well and often wake up. Concentrate on something. Give all your attention to something. Lack of something means a situation in which you don't have enough of something. For example, your lack of money, lack of food, or sleep. Irritable, becoming angry easily, exhausted, extremely tired, physically or mentally. A heavy sleeper means a person who doesn't wake up easily. Opposite of that is a light sleeper. Disturb somebody, do something to stop somebody who is trying to sleep or work. Suffer from something. Have the experience of something unpleasant. Insomnia. If you suffer from insomnia, you are often unable to sleep, have a nap, have a short sleep for half an hour. On my mind, if something is on your mind, you're thinking or worrying about it. I have an example actually about this stuff. For example, you're in a meeting and someone enter without knocking the door. You can say you're disturbing the meeting. Try to knock the door before you enter. Okay. Again, here we have extra vocabularies and phrases. The first slide is about general sleep terms. Doze off means to fall asleep unintentionally, often for a short time. I dozed off while watching TV last night. Nap means a short period of sleep, usually during the day. I feel much better after a 20-minute nap. Snooze, to sleep lightly or for a short time, also refers to using the snooze button on an alarm clock. For example, I hit the snooze button and slept for another 10 minutes. Restless, unable to relax or sleep properly. Light sleeper means someone who wakes up easily from noise or movement. She's a light sleeper, so we have to be quiet. Heavy sleeper means someone who doesn't wake up easily. My brother is such a heavy sleeper that even the alarm doesn't wake him up. A sleepwalk means to walk or perform activities while still asleep. He sometimes sleepwalks and wakes up in strange places. Sleep deprived means lacking enough sleep. For example, after studying all night, I felt completely sleep deprived. So here we have phrases about sleep quality. Sound asleep, sleeping very deeply. The kids were sound asleep by 9 p.m. Toss and turn, to move around a lot in your bed because you can't sleep. I was tossing and turning all night worrying about the exam. 40 winks, a short sleep or nap. I had 40 winks during lunch break to recharge. Dream related terms. Lucid dreaming, being aware that you are dreaming and sometimes controlling the dream. Lucid dreaming can be fascinating, but it takes practice. Sweet dreams, a phrase used to wish someone a good night's sleep and pleasant dreams. Good night, sweet dreams. Dreamland, a metaphorical place where dreams occur. She was off to dreamland as soon as her head hit the pillow. Problems with sleep. Number one is insomnia. It means a condition where a person has difficulty falling or staying asleep. For example, stress often causes insomnia, making it hard to sleep. Sleep paralysis, a temporary inability to move or speak when falling asleep or waking up. For example, a sleep paralysis can feel terrifying, but it's usually harmless. Jet lag, a feeling of tiredness caused by traveling across time zones. I had terrible jet lag after flying from New York to Tokyo. Night terrors, episodes of intense fear during sleep, often accompanied by screaming or thrashing. For example, children sometimes experience night terrors, but they usually grow up of it. And other sleep related actions. Sleep like a log. To sleep very deeply. Count sheep. To imagine sheep jumping over fence, traditionally used as a way to fall asleep. For example, when I can't sleep, I try to count sheep to relax. Early bird, a person who wakes up early. Night owl, a person who stays up late at night. Bedtime, the time someone usually goes to bed. Hit the sack or hit hay to go to bed in an informal way. Tuck someone in, to make someone comfortable in bed, often used for children. And pull an all-nighter, to stay awake all night, usually to work or study.